Friends, welcome to part 4 of documentation. In this video, we are going to study about standard operating procedure. So, let's begin. What is SOP or standard operating procedure? So, a standard operating procedure is a set of step-by-step instructions complied by an organization to help workers carry out routine operations. Then, SOPs aim to achieve efficiency, quality output, and uniformity of performance while reducing miscommunication and failure to comply with industry regulations. Then, purpose of SOP. So, basically, SOPs detail the regulatory recurrence work process that are to be conducted or followed within the organization. That is, they set up a proper process by which work is done in the organization. Then they document the way activities that are to be performed to facilitate a consistent conformance to technical and quality system required and to support data quality. Then SOPs are intended to be specific to the organization or facility whose activities are described and assist the organization to maintain their quality control and quality assurance processes and ensure compliance with government regulations. Then, talking about definition of SOP, that is, a SOP is a set of written instruction that document a routine or repetitive activity followed by an organization, or it may be also defined as a written method of controlling a practice in accordance with a predetermined specifications to obtain a desired outcome. Then the development and use of SOPs are an integral part of a successful quality system as it provides individual with the information to perform a job properly and facilitates consistency in the quality and integrity of the product or end result. Then SOPs are prepared as set guidelines for preparation, review, authorization, implementation, control, then distribution and revision of SOPs. Then SOPs describe both technical and fundamental programmatic operational elements of an organization. Then, if not written correctly, SOPs are of limited value. Therefore, proper care has to be taken that SOPs has been written by a well experienced and expertised person. Then, in addition, the best SOP or best written SOP will fail if they are not followed. That is, whatever SOP is there, that SOP is required to be followed. If SOP has been written correctly, however, if it has not been followed, then again there is no use of the SOP that has been prepared. Then the next one is, therefore, the use of SOP needs to be reviewed and reinforced by management, preferably the direct supervisor. Thus, what is to be done is your SOP has to be reviewed and reinforced by the management so that whatever the desired output is there, that output is gained. Then, current copies of SOPs also need to be readily accessible for reference in work area of those individual actually performing the activities either in hard copy or electronic formats. That is, whenever needed, SOPs should be readily available. Then, a typical structure of SOP. SOP should consist of a title page, then name and address of the company or the firm, then it should have header with title of SOP, then it should have aim or objective of SOP, that is what objective or what aim the SOP wishes to achieve, then it should have the department name belonging to which department, effective date, that is it is going to be implemented from when, then revision date, if it has been revised then from when it has been revised, even that is to be mentioned. Then it should have a review date, and page number. Then it should have regulatory basis, reference documents, purpose, scope, that is area which will be covered by the SOP. Then it should have responsibilities and accountabilities, that is whose responsibility it is to carry out the SOP. Then procedure or steps to carry out in sequential order. Then it should have a footer. Then approving signatures, that is who has prepared the SOP, who has checked the SOP, and who has approved the SOP. So all these three things should be indicated on the SOP. Then a stamp. So a stamp, whether it is a controlled copy or master copy, and QA stamp. So these are all which are to be present on a typical SOP. However, any other information can be also added if required. Then the next one, benefits of SOP. To perform a job properly. So definitely if the work has been defined properly in a sequential manner, then it becomes easy to perform a job properly. Then the next one is to ensure that production operations are performed consistently. Then third one is to ensure that process continues uninterrupted and are completed on a prescribed schedule. Next one is to ensure that no failure occurs in manufacturing and other process for which the SOPs was written. Then the next one is to ensure that approved procedures are followed in compliance with the company and government regulations. Then the next benefit of SOP is to serve as a training document for teaching users about the process, to serve as a checklist for co-worker who observe job performance to reinforce proper performance. The next one is to serve as a checklist for auditors, to serve as an historical record for changeover, and to serve as an explanation in review of accidental investigations. So here is a typical example of SOP. So this ideal example I found on shizunspace.blogspot.com, a website. Here we can see the first page, that is the title page. So title page indicating the SOP of pH meter. Then coming to second page. So second page gives information about objective, responsibility, and procedure. Also you can see at the top the heading. Okay, so heading of the page, and at the below you can see prepared by, then revised by, and approved by. Okay, then the third page. So third page consists again the detailed procedure which has remained incomplete on second page, and the same columns you can see below. Then next, fourth page, you can see other useful information which is relevant to that of pH meter. Then you can see just below it a flowchart. So a flowchart indicating the actual procedure that is to be carried out while operating pH meter, and again below you have the same table. Then the next one, what you see, this is the last page indicating abbreviations that have been used, then review history, the time when it has been reviewed, and last is references. So, and again at the end you can see the table that is prepared by, reviewed by, and approved by. Okay, so this is an example of SOP. So thank you. I hope your concept regarding SOP is clear to a greater extent. Thank you again.